doing the rest of this ground beef that we got from yesterday. Tonight, I am going to make a Gomitoni pasta. This Gomitoni is going to be one that actually has quite a bit of cheeses. Let me go ahead and put this down and bring this down too. I need to check on a couple of things. So we have to check on our pasta. Oh, that's perfectly al dente. Next, we got to get some butter into our ground beef because it is a 93 7 type of beef. We got to make sure that we give it all of the buttery moisture that we can. Okay, guys. So I can go ahead and empty this, but I will save some of this pasta water though, because we do need it for the cheese. Okay, so there was plenty of pasta water that was saved right there with the Gomitoni shell. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and begin adding a little bit more salt. We want to go ahead and re-up on a couple of these. We're going to put some organic ground ginger. Oops. Some organic coriander. I love how coriander smells. Okay. Some ground cumin. This is actually one of my favorite, most light flavors. And I don't know if it's just because I like the flavor of taco sauce or taco seasoning or whatever you want to call it, but that one, fantastic. Okay, so now we put in our sumac. That'll give it that lemony tart taste. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with some black pepper as well. Okay, so now that we got that done, I need to check back up on our ground beef. Now, some of this ground beef I'll go ahead and save for Papa. And for him, I'm going to go ahead and make an egg inside of sear filter. And that will be his meal for tonight. I wanted to choose something else other than pasta for him, because I know that too many carbs from pasta and stuff like that is not actually good for him. And if I really want to do anything with carbs for Papa, then I have to make sure to do something similar to pumpkin puree, carrot puree, things like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop some butter in here. I'm gonna do 2 pieces. Can never have too much butter in your pasta. Or I don't know, maybe that might be a lie. But from what I've found out, pasta sucks it up like a vacuum. So at this point, we will grab some of our You know what? I think I need to do mozzarella. So I'll put that on low. This Boursin's is gonna last me a good little while, so I'm not gonna go ham using it. I will use maybe about half of it, but not yet. That's going to be one of the ones that I use at the end. What I do want to use is some mozzarella. Now the mozzarella in and of itself is going to be the binder for this. It's going to make everything creamy and sticky. It's going to bring everything together quite nicely, guys. So, write it down in the chat. How many of you guys love mozzarella? And would you prefer low skim mozzarella? A low moisture part skim mozzarella? Or would you rather go with fresh mozzarella, like the wet kind? Let me know your guys' preference. And yes, Ken, I am cooking. I am making some Gomitoni pasta. It is the large elbows. I'll go ahead and bring one up for you. These are what Gomitoni look like. I had to. Fantastic. That sumac is really, really shiny. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this cheese in here. I feel like the seasonings are exactly where they need to be. So now I just need to add the cheeses to it. Cheese, 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 cheese. Perfect. I need to add some seasonings to this before it starts browning anymore. Okay, same thing. We're not going to use any legumes because Papa can't take legumes that'll actually poison his blood. Oh, did you guys hear that crack? That was my back. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I ended up working back today at the gym, too. So, there's that. Okay, we're going to put some coriander now. And I love coriander, so I'm just going to smack it. Okay, now we grab some organic cumin. As well. Some sumac, because we love that lemony taste, right? And then, to help it brown, we're going to put a little bit of Saigon cinnamon. There we go. And then just to show you guys, that's the Gomitoni. It's a very, very large elbow type pasta. And we got our meat right here. I got to actually higher the flame, but I wanted to go ahead and just keep the flame at a low in the meantime while I was fixing all of this stuff up. Now, if you are interested, this is the pasta that's used. I'm using Priano Gomitoni Authentic Italian Macaroni product. So, whether it cooks in 12 minutes or not, I'm not exactly sure. I don't really think it matters too much. I just know that it's pretty delicious. Not gonna lie. Papa, on the other hand, he's not really too much of a fan. But I mean, that's okay. Let's see. Anybody messaging me on TikTok? Okay. Come on, TikTok, give me some questions. Let's have some interactions. Ooh, that almost ended bad. Okay, there we go. Now we just wait for that. I'm gonna go ahead and toss in our 6 cheese as well. And then there at the end, our Boursin. You know what? I should mix this around. Yeah, I try to be careful with like how I mix things nowadays because one thing that I've noticed is a lot of the times that I was cooking, I would get splashes right here on my wall. And I thought that that was unacceptable. So, I had my inspection with housing. Oh, by the way, I did pass that. But now I actually have to start generating income to pay for a debt that I have to pay by next month. So I will be getting that website up soon enough. And I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I have a plan to pay it off anyways. So that's not really too much of an issue. But yeah, so that's where that sits right now. But I did get recertified, so that's a good thing. And me from Italy? No, I'm actually from Los Angeles. But I don't know, I make so much pasta sometimes that I swear I might be Italian in some way. But I mean, I'm still convinced that I'm possibly, in some way, shape, or form, probably Japanese or Asian, like in my past life or something like that, or like in my genetic history, because every time I think about, what the things that I like, I like seafood, but more specifically, sushi rolls and fish, and I actually like mantarraya too, or Monterey, or manta ray. Sorry about that. That was a horrible translation. And I like swords. I like, fight sequences and stuff like that. Various different Asian actors I've always had a thing for. Not like intimate thing or anything, but no, more so along the lines of like, I like it. I like martial arts. I like anything that has to do with martial arts. And to me, that's just, it's, I don't know, I like it. But, I mean, there are a lot of other things that I would say also lead me to believe, my, I guess, ancestry is that when it comes to, like, actually learning the language, yeah, I would say it's probably the hardest. And I kind of stopped taking that course as well. But, you know what? Screw it. I'm tossing it a lot in. Yeah, just gonna use it all. Bam. And then the rest is for me. Yay. Mm. Fantastic. And for $1.99, you can't beat that at all. Okay, so now to check on our ground beef. Browning pretty nicely at this point. And then pretty soon I'm gonna separate some for Papa. I'll toss the rest into over here. And then from there, it's on to making an egg for Papa. Or well, actually, I'm gonna make two. I'm gonna make 2 eggs for Papa. And then from there, we'll be ready. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that go for a little longer. In the meantime, need to mix this. And I think what I'll do at this point is I'll just let the residual heat melt it. That Boursin's is going to make it extra creamy, and the mozzarella is going to give it that extra pull. As you guys can see, that's the mozzarella at work. This is going to be both creamy and cheese pooly. That Boursin's is going to make it top tier elite. Oh man, that was crazy. Okay, so now, Russia? No, I'm not from Russia. From LA, USA. Okay, put the top back on this. I'm gonna let the residual heat melt that. Okay, now I'm gonna take the rest of this butter and I'm gonna toss it in there so that it could just rehydrate the meat. And then from there I can use the remaining butter to create a reduction sauce. Okay, so we're actually near the end. And then honestly, I don't know if I was gonna actually do the reduction sauce because, you know, when it comes to like Papa's egg and stuff like that, it's gonna soak up like some of this pan fond. So I'm not too worried about trying to make a reduction sauce either because of that cheese sauce that we have in there. So at this point, it's just a matter of rehydrating the meat with some butter. And then, once that meat is rehydrated, I'm going to separate some of it and put it in here for Papa. Yeah. Okay. Oh, apparently I have messages. Let me see. Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna separate Papa's portion. And the rest. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in our pasta. And that should help the cheeses that are in there already to melt a little bit faster. All right, so we have some butter in our pan, and now we actually get to be able to make those eggs for Papa. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this real quick before it starts to try to congeal on me. I'll keep this nice and low because I believe that the Boursin still has some work to do. I don't know if the mozzarella is even letting it do its job, but oh well. Even if I have pockets of Boursin in here, I don't really think that's too much of. Oh, yikes! Okay, well, that's asking for my attention right now. So, so I'll go ahead and take care of that. All right, so I think for Papa that I could do at least 2 scrambled eggs, apparently. Hey, why are you tossing shit up? Relax. Okay, so Gemini said that it would be good to go ahead and scramble it. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I actually do believe it because when I think about it, Papa hasn't never really liked like actual whole eggs. So I will go ahead and scramble it for him. You know what? Instead of that, I think what I will use is this. I think for him, I may use 3 eggs. So, grab one more. All right, so we're almost done with Papa's plate. I feel like it needs a little bit more butter. That's just me. Maybe it does. Who knows? But I'm going to add the butter anyways. And if it actually does make a difference, then I'll let you guys know. And if it doesn't, I'll let you guys know too. I'll add 1.5 tablespoons. Okay, so now we're almost done. I'm going to use this butter right here to help with some of these areas where the egg has gone and stuck. Yes, guys, I do have to season my pans. And I think within probably these next couple of days, I'll take a break from creating videos because I need to season these pans and I need the concentration. But I will be creating more videos on tarot, astrology, numerology, and all of that jazz. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. You know what? I think I need a little bit more. I'll use this. Oh. Okay. Oh, that was so bad. Okay. All right, guys. So, thank you for those hearts, guys. Thank you. Ken, how much for 10 eggs in the US? Not exactly sure. For a dozen, I can get a dozen eggs at grocery outlet for about $1.98. And it's these specific kinds, cage-free large eggs, or large cage-free eggs. But as far as the actual price for like the other ones, I'm hearing that they go into like 2, 3, 4, depending on where you actually shop. But grocery outlet does have some pretty good deals. So if you guys are ever looking for deals on eggs and cheese, they have some good cheese. You know, one thing. Okay, this is what I'll tell you guys, because you know, a lot of the times you get a lot of people that cook, but they don't ever tell you, you know, the information that they find while they're out there. If you want to look for meats, Vons and Costco are your best places. If you want to look for, let's say, cheeses and what else? I had just mentioned it right now. Cheeses and eggs, and maybe even bacon. I've seen some bacon there for $3.99, $4.99, and a lot of the times they tend to lower the prices before a food expires. So, like yesterday, I seen actually earlier today, and not even yesterday, earlier today, I had seen that they had some Gouda Parm for 98 cents. And there was like 4 of them left. I decided I wanted to get some, so, you know, I went to the gym later on in the evening. Gone. Like, gone. So I was just like, damn, man. Can't like... No. And I was gonna say, can't people just like leave some cheese for me? But nah. I imagine that their answer would be nah. All right, so yay! This actually gives me some that I could save for tomorrow too. But oh my god. Throw some more meat in here. Okay. Ooh, this is so stretchy. Okay, so I'm gonna put that here. And then I want to cover with the paper towel to protect it. At least to protect these ends. Actually, I do need a big one. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, so it's because I want to turn the AC on and I still haven't cleaned those vents. So I gotta feed. Well, I gotta get Papa's portion too. So Papa is having some ground beef and some eggs. The rest of this that I don't give to him, I can go ahead and save it for tomorrow morning for him. Now, this is actually one of the things that you can do, especially if, let's say, for instance, you're tight on finances. Something like this, very easy to make. Ground beef, I bought it for $5.99 at Grocery Outlet. And then the eggs, all it took was just 3 eggs. And believe me, according to Gemini, eggs are a very good power source for him. So it'll recharge him very nicely. Oh, you know what? I gotta clean his thing out. Okay, so yeah, he didn't eat any of this rice that I had made last night, which, I mean, it's not surprising, but then again, at the same time, it's whatever. I'm not too worried about it. But now, when I got that out of the way, I need to wash my hands real quick. Oh, hold on, guys. I need to go get some napkins real quick. I believe I have a little bit right here. I do need to get another one. And I go through a napkin how some people go through toilet paper. Thank you for those likes. Thank you. Okay, so now that I got that, I'm going to go ahead and serve Papa. Okay. Done, and done. Now it's time to eat. I'm gonna go ahead and cover Papa's portion too. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he doesn't care, but I do. I care for his health a lot. So, I'm gonna go ahead and toss this egg back in here. And then take my Gomitoni this way. Bam. And then I'll bring you guys. Now place both of y'all here. Cool. I look like I'm Italian. Huh. Thank you. I mean, I never viewed myself as Italian, but okay. I mean, I'll take that compliment. Okay. That's the last thing. All right, Mr. Putz. That's all you, Mr. Papa. Okay. Okay. Let me get my cards real quick and move it this way. All right. So, what we have in front of us is a Gomitoni ground beef pasta with 6 cheese Italian, mozzarella, and Boursin's black truffle and sea salt cheese. Let me go get my fork real quick. Of course, like I mentioned in the video, it's been seasoned with sumac, coriander, cumin, ginger, red pepper, red chili flakes, red dried chili flakes, or red crushed chili pepper. I don't know which ones that is. And then cinnamon. And you know what? I totally didn't even add any pepper. Well, that was actually a pretty good idea, guys, because he's going to town on that. Oh, no. And hold on, I got to pick up my trash, guys, because apparently it didn't go into the trash. All right, so cracking some black pepper. I was going to use some onion powder and garlic powder, but yeah. I'll leave it off for now. Okay, so here we go. Taste test. Remember, I gotta clean you. Oh, you know what? AC. Okay, now we're ready. All right, so sitting back down, I'll take another taste test and then I'll let you guys know what it's like. Oh. Oh. You know, I'll say Boursin's is just so much more better of a taste than cream cheese. I'll say that. I mean, I don't know, like, yeah. For any of you guys out there, if you guys agree, yes, it is, Ken. Yes, it is. Oh. Let me see, what day is it today? Monday. All right. So it's Monday today. And the whole goal of Monday is to make something so delicious that it just makes you moan uncontrollably. And this is hitting the spot. I thought it was going to be a little bit too salty because I thought I put too much salt. But it's fantastic. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to coma after this. But I got to take Papa for a walk first after we're done. He already finished. He wolfed his down. But me, I'm a more civilized human being, right? So I like to taste tastes. Discuss what's good, and maybe even discuss what I could do better next time. I think it probably would be better if I added the onion and garlic powder. But at this point, I'm too lazy to walk over there and get it. I just want to go ahead and just enjoy this. So, somebody asked me today about selling meat, preparing meals, things like that. I told them, that was actually earlier today when I was getting my seller's permit, right? And she asked me if I was going to be cooking stuff. And I told her, well, before I can get doing that, I need to have a better location because the location that I have right now has no ventilation hood. So it gets hot. I have to turn on the AC to cool it down. And which is cool because for me, I'm getting to learn how to regulate heat and temperature and things like that when it comes to cooking. And there's nothing better than getting down to the nitty-gritty of anything that you do, especially if you're very passionate about that. You know, and also, I want to let you guys know, never let anybody talk you out of your passions, okay? I put that 100% down because if you do, well, I mean, I don't even got to explain that. You're just going to end up regretting a lot of different things. But Canadian water, is that what Crystal Geyser is? I mean, apparently it's bottled at the spring source near the Sierra Nevada mountains in Roxane, Olancha, California. So that's in the same state that I'm in. Ken. So, as I was mentioning to you guys, never let anybody push you away from your passions because you will become a bitter, probably even narcissistic individual and somebody who hates life and who can't see the joy and the passion that exists all around them. Now, the more you become more passionate about whatever it is that you love to do, well, for me specifically has to do with creating different meals like this, but also divination. What led me to this position here is divination. Is my love for divination. It's my love for all sorts of divination types. And so much so to the point where I even started creating my own tarot decks. Which, once I have my website built, you guys are going to have the chance to be able to go on there and buy some decks and stuff like that. This week, I'm giving myself a deadline till Sunday to get that website up. And actually, I have to give myself the deadline by Friday because by Friday, I already want to be talking to the business experts over at Bank of America so that they can get my payment systems set up. Now, I've had payment systems before, but they were personal ones, you know, Chime, Venmo, et cetera, et cetera. But what I want to do, aside from Stripe, because I know Stripe, it follows the leftist type of kind of trying to control everything type of thing. And so I don't want to use Stripe. However, there are other ones like Freedom Pay and Align Pay, which allow you to essentially use it just like you would with Square, but you don't have to worry about some type of retarded policy trying to take away cash from you, right? So if you guys are interested in looking for payment systems, I would say go visit alignpay.com. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but I myself have heard good things about them, so I'm going to check them out myself. If anything, I'll probably make another video For TikTok, yeah, it's gonna be here. For YouTube, it'll probably be on my Divination Nation channel. Oh. Oh man, that black truffle is just so delicious. It's like I'm already full, but I don't want to stop. It's just that delicious. I know plenty of you have been in that same position. Yes. So, just want to update you guys further. Seller's permit is already in my hand and sitting right here in this folder right behind me. So, the only thing I need to do from this point, if I wanted to say, for instance, sell cast irons, kitchen utensils, kitchen gear like aprons, oven mitts, things like that, I would already be able to do that. I do have a person that if you guys are interested and you guys live here in the valley or just want to hit up for some designs and stuff like that to put onto something, this is them. Valley Print Pros. I already went to them, I want to say probably about 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I should say, asking them if they would be able to embroider or make t-shirts, and they said yes. So now that I got my seller's permit, I actually have the ability to make deals and also get things tax exempt. So, of course, once I start doing taxes and stuff like that, that'll all factor in. And of course, anything that I have to write off, I go ahead and write that off too. Doing taxes for business, it's not all that complicated so long as you keep everything organized and listed. For me, I have everything organized in file folders and stuff like that over here. But, and this is the painstaking, grueling job that I would have to do before tax season next year, is to get all of these receipts, take a look at the dates, because usually whenever I buy the materials is when I use them, and then attach it to a video that I've made, like one of these lives. And some of them I have titled, some of them I don't. So that's going to be a giant headache. But for the sake of Luxury Meat Warriors, for the sake of Divination Nation LLC, I'm willing to do that. So, and I'm no stranger to suffering, grueling work that requires detail. So, yeah. Oh my God, guys. I don't know if I could eat any more. That was a fat old plate. These Gomitoni are kicking my ass, man. But I think it's all right because I can actually save this for tomorrow too. Eat it for breakfast in the morning, eat it for lunch. Warm up that egg for Papa and then warm this up for myself. Oh. Oh, man. And then I'm kind of torn between two decisions right now because I want to pick up on some herbals. However, I want to make sure that I get my insurance packet done tomorrow, right? That's going to be the first thing that needs to go right out the door. And that requires that I get my restated or articles of organization and my statement of information, the amended one, into there. And then I also have to get I have my business license there. And I have my seller's permit. Because when it comes to insurance, you have to make sure that you have everything listed, right? And or else they're gonna try to screw you over. So, hey, you know what? Yes, thank you for those hearts because I very much feel that a lot of you guys out there feel the exact same way, not just about insurance, but also them damn car companies too. Those are the worst ones of the worst. You know, insurance, car dealerships, nope. So when it comes to insurance, they want for you to be exact, exact on your story of what happened, how it happened, and how that affected your life. Especially if you didn't have insurance during that period of time, you fall under what's known as Prop 213. Now, Prop 213 is one of those things that is very hard. It's hard on a person because once you get hit with Prop 213 because you don't have insurance, there goes your pain and suffering. But when it comes to Luxury Meat Warriors, I was already in the process of trying to get that started last year. So when that accident happened, I had to depend more on Lyft and third party transportation. So my story specifically factors around the fact that I had gotten my motorcycle so that I could work, so that I could make money, so that I could license and get all of the different things that I need from the state, Secretary of State, and all of that for Divination Nation LLC and Luxury Meat Warriors as well. And then, of course, since I was spending money on third party, and that caused me to fall behind on my bills, I had to catch up on my bills while at the same time paying for third party transportation. So that caused me to spend more money on transportation and getting my bills handled as opposed to spending it on the business, which was supposed to happen. Now, because of that, I actually have a case. Also, not exactly sure if you guys can see it, but I have a little like ball right here in this area. And this ball apparently is like it's I don't know, it feels like bone, but they said that it was a calcification. Now this calcification, it's going to stay there. I don't know how long, but if I can get the x-ray information, which I've already set the appointment for, my doctor or my provider, my VA provider, will let me know, okay, this is what this is, and if it's going to be there forever, you've already reached your maximum medical improvement. So what I'm going to do is use that MMI to actually draw more money out of the insurance case because they have to pay for their clients' mistakes, I guess you could say. And so that's one of my routes. The other route is the fact that it did stall my business. So they're going to have to pay for that too. My Lyft rides and all of that, they're going to have to pay for that too. And can you believe I spent $1,600 on the motorcycle, $251 on registration? Well, I paid the VSolve company, I don't know how much, and then it was 150 something for registration for the motorcycle. That's going to have to be reimbursed too. And they've only given me $949 out of the total settlement. I'm not keeping it, so that's actually another $300 that they're going to have to give me for taking it. And even though the bike itself is going to be taken, Clementine's spirit lives on. So when I get my chopper in the future, that's Clementine's spirit reborn. Other than that, do be on the lookout for some more videos when it comes to not just food, but also when it comes to Divination Nation, tarot, astrology, numerology, and all of that. I will be putting out courses soon enough, but I have to get the teaching credential from San Diego State University before I can actually start doing that. Theoretically, I shouldn't have to because when it comes to belief systems and routines and things that people set up, those are all part of consulting, right? And especially when it comes to tarot, astrology, numerology, that's actually specialized consulting. So if any of you out there are tarot readers, numerologists, astrologists, and you guys are looking for a professional name to call yourselves, and by the way, thank you for that share. The best, I would say the best thing that you can use is specialized consulting, because that's exactly what spirituality and, reading and stuff like that is specialized consulting using other mediums than what normal people are used to, right? So I will say that, having started my business and stuff like that, I've learned quite a bit. And then even since back in 2019, when I first started Divination Nation as Tarot and Astrology for All, I had no idea, zero idea as to all of the different stuff that I'd be doing, like just trying to get the business started. I didn't even have an idea that I was going to get both businesses up at the same time like that. But eventually I'll shift Divination Nation into an academy once I get that teaching credential. But before I do that, I have to set up the courses and set up the website and all of that, which is why I'm giving myself a time period, because I find that if I don't give myself a time period, like I don't give myself a hard date, it just never happens. And that's one of the things that I found is actually very useful for procrastination. So if any of you guys suffer from procrastination and not getting started with something because maybe you have good ideas, but then you kind of maybe talk yourself out of it, the best thing you can do is whenever you have those ideas, follow through with it. And give yourself a hard deadline by when to have it done. Because if you're just like me, you'll scold yourself for not doing something you're supposed to do. So, and that's actually called self-accountability. That's what Luxury Meat Warriors is seeking to build in people. That's what Divination Nation is seeking to build in people as well, but on a more metaphysical level. So, whereas Luxury Meat Warriors is the physicality, it's the bread and butter. The Divination Nation aspect of it is more along like the flavor and the juice behind it. And so that's what I seek to do with Divination Nation LLC, is to help people come into a new awareness about themselves, but also to build self-sovereignty, to build self-sustainability, to build accountability, but also to become more confident in oneself. It's the Leo energy. So if you guys are interested in things like that, then, go ahead and follow me. Subscribe if you guys are on YouTube. And if you guys like to see more of this content, go ahead and hit that like button, especially for you guys out there on YouTube. For those of you here on TikTok, thank you so much. I'm actually number 100 right now, or number 100 plus, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what that metric is up there, but I see 3.6K hearts, which fantastic. See, I've never had that many likes on a video, especially live like this. But I want to continue to share various different advice that I can give to you guys, that I can impart, because I don't know if you guys can agree, but who was it that taught our parents? Because our parents didn't teach us anything, especially if you guys are 40 like I am. Oh man, it would have been so nice to have our parents teach us about business, teach us about income and making income, to teach us about the fact that we're not going to become rich with just one job or even working a 9 to 5. Like, you literally have to set up at least 2 or 3 different types of income sources before you can actually begin to even get a taste of wealth. And so that is one thing that I want to pass on to you guys, is this knowledge of how to work with whatever it is that you have to increase it. Now, for me, a lot of what kept me up was plasma donations, especially during this last year. If you guys are familiar with like old videos and stuff like that, you guys will remember when I used to go do plasma donations on Clementine. And so for me, that's kind of a thing of the past. I was kind of thinking about doing it, but what I would like to do is I would like to get tarot readings out to you guys. And do remind me tomorrow morning to go ahead and get that list. I have it saved up on my phone here in the notes. And I want to start off with probably half off, maybe even 75% off for this next week. And to give you guys the most information that you guys can get. My goal is that you guys watch me because you guys want to watch me and because you guys, just find it soothing, enthusiastic, inspirational, motivational. But when it comes to tarot, astrology, numerology, and all of that metaphysical aspect of it, I want the information to be so good that you only have to come to me once. Okay? That is my goal. Because if I can have you guys come to me just once and you guys have all the information that you need to move forward in a more confident manner, I did my job at the Divinator. So that's my goal for you guys. And in order for that goal to be done, I have to figure out how exactly I'm going to get these readings out. And then also generating the income so that I can hire other readers. So if there's any readers out there that do tarot, that do astrology, numerology, or you create your own tarot cards, or you create your own systems, then let me know. Send me a message on TikTok, send me a message on YouTube, leave a comment, right? And then I'll be looking at your guys' astrology charts to see how best to utilize your guys' skills and abilities. We all have different skills, we all have different abilities, we all have different niche locations in which we can be placed in that would actually encompass our skills to its most maximum. And I want to help you guys do that. So as I go along with all of this, I will be looking for employees. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do payroll just yet. But because Divination Nation is an LLC, more than likely, I don't want to do salary because that cuts you off from being able to make more. But I do want you guys more or less to be something like on call. So like, you log in X amount of hours, you can make as X amount of dollars for those hours. And then when it comes to tips, if people want to tip you more because your information is accurate, you keep 100% of those tips. I know how hard it is in this economy. So I want to make sure that you guys, especially for those of you who are seeking employment, that I'm able to give you guys employment in something that you guys actually love, something that you guys could do. But then at the same time, if you guys want to start off your own thing, your own channels and stuff like that, I will aid you in getting more views. I will go ahead and shout your channel out and do basically all of the different things that are necessary in order to get your channel out to as many eyes as possible. So that's my goal for those of you who wish to be employed. Now, for those of you who wish to build a divination business, that wouldn't be too hard either. My bachelor's in small business entrepreneurship and small business management has not only helped me with creating the base for what we see here, but it also helped me to understand the necessary aspects within myself that I had to do or that I had to learn about in order for me to be able to be in the position that I am now. Confidence, charisma, know-how, or I guess intelligence, emotional intelligence, using that Virgo energy, right? The detail, attention to details, essentially using my past military experience And I can say that it's helped me out quite a bit. And I wanted to help you guys out too. So that's my goal for you guys. Now, for those of you guys who are interested in readings, I tomorrow I want to sit down and kind of get that out there. And by the end of the week, I want to have my website set up and with prices and all of that stuff for that. And as for the tarot cards, I don't know exactly when I'm going to get those out. As far as the chosen one or the Seeker's Answers, which is 42 cards, that one I think I'm at like 10 cards right now. So I need at least another 32. And for the Chosen Ones deck, which is the other one with the words and phrases and stuff, that one I believe I'm at like 100. So I only need about 40 more. And I believe that I've already been getting a couple of different signals and signs of stuff that I could actually put into these cards. And I'm prepared. So I've actually been prepared for at least like a month and a half with these index cards. Once I get them all on these index cards, then I'll find ways to round the edges, create the borders and stuff like that, and then get them out to you guys professionally made, waxed, all of that stuff. So I think I pretty much explained, a lot of the different things that are going on with both Divination Nation and Luxury Meat Warriors. By far, I think what's going to be more readily available would be the services provided by Divination Nation. And then using that income generated, I'll go ahead and start getting supplies for Luxury Meat Warriors. Oh, do be aware that I will be having a raffle here soon enough, because over here on YouTube, you guys helped me get to 50 subscribers. Right now, I believe I'm sitting at like 68, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to include those 68 people in the raffle, 69, or however the number is once that raffle gets made. And I'll include, actually, what I will do, as I mentioned before, I'll notify you guys, such as with this live. Then I'll go ahead and put out a post, probably, I want to say, maybe a week before I do the raffle, and then do another post about 2 days before I do the raffle. And then once I do the raffle, I'll go live on YouTube, and I'll go live on TikTok as well. For TikTok, you guys, I'm not exactly sure how best to move forward with that, because I know there's a TikTok shop, which I am going to be putting merchandise and all of that on once I have the t-shirts and aprons and all of that made. Also, okay, so I got to talking to my stepmom last night for Mother's Day. Well, the night before, at this point, since it's already 12:19 and we've already moved into Tuesday. And she said that she makes handles for cast irons. So I'm going to see what I can do to go ahead and shout her out and shout her business out so that she can get more business. And I'll take those handles over to the print pros, and I'll have the Luxury Meat logo printed on that. And then from there, once that's done, I'll go ahead and have it on the website, on the store, so that you guys can, and this store, I would imagine, so that you guys can go ahead and pick you guys up some of those. Now, I would say this: it would be either a choice between oven mitts or these handles. But I mean, I would imagine that because these handles are only limited to that if you guys handle things like glass pans, stuff like that, you guys will want some oven mitts. And as a gift to all of you guys, I think here at the end of the week, once I have my website set up and everything, I'm going to spend one day, probably a Saturday or a Sunday in that weekend, to do free readings for you guys. I'll be out for 2 hours, pretty much, on here, just ready to give people tarot readings and astrology readings, numerology readings, and stuff like that. Hopefully by then, I can see if maybe perhaps I can have like an astrology chart right here. And so, oh, and then also, I do have to print up a couple of pages that I have in my phone that'll show information on Hellenistic astrology, um, the time periods and stuff like that, the perfection years. And these are all things that are going to be taught once I have the courses out as well. And so I'm hoping for a lot of different stuff. I know this is probably a lot to dump on you guys, but I feel like you guys can handle it. And I feel like you guys are actually excited to see this all come about, especially for those of you who have been watching me for a year or more. You guys are like, man, when is this guy going to get stuff out? Well, very soon, guys. All right. Very soon. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get Papa to get his walk. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and get into bed. I do want to wake up early, though, so that I can go ahead and get a collective tarot reading out. And if anybody's interested in personal readings, non-invasive, of course, astrology sign and your age. And yeah, that's it. Then I can give you information as far as the astrology, the Hellenistic astrology, I should say. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm so full. Okay. Age and astrology sign. And now I'll be able to draw cards, tell you what happened last year, what's happening this year, and what's going to happen next year for you. And depending on what sign you are, I can actually give you the general information for what would happen if we were to put that sign in the first house. And that kind of gives you information as to what's going on in the rest of your chart. And it'll be a good way for you guys to go ahead and learn about it. Also, I do want to go ahead and show you guys one of the bros. His name is Thermo Bro. And literally, Thermo Bro is a bro that was born from rendering bacon. And look at that. He just reached 77 degrees right now, which means that the time is set. The time is now. Now is the rise of Divination Nation LLC and the Luxury Meat Warriors. And nothing is going to stop that. And everybody else is going to benefit from that. So I want to go ahead and end these videos here. For those of you guys who are very interested in getting tarot readings, be on the lookout. I will go ahead and update you guys as to the prices and stuff like that, both on TikTok and on YouTube. And I'll let you guys know how all that goes. And like I said, if I have specific prices, I'm going to cut them down by about 75%. One, so that you guys can get readings, but two, so that you guys can actually try it out. It's a way for me to show my value up front. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end these videos here and get this guy walking so that we can get to sleep. All right. You guys take care. Stay beefy. Steaks over mistakes. And above all, take care. I'll see you guys later.